Hi guys, and welcome back to the Fermented World YouTube channel. Right, so today I'm looking in on a very peculiar brew that I did. If you haven't seen the first one, go watch it. It's basically, I called it Half Viking or Half Viking, I can't even remember now. It's got no markings on it, but I do know what it is. It is leftover cherries from the original Vikings blood that I did, sorry, not the original, the 3.0 version. Then it's also had in it the dried cherries that were left over from that, and it used the same yeast that was used to ferment that as well. And lo and behold, it's created another batch of Vikings blood. It may not be as good as the original batch, but it still tastes like cherries and has alcohol in it for no extra money. All it cost was for the honey to be put in it. Now, I need to double check. So it finished at 10.1%. But I don't believe this has had any stoppers put in it yet. I still think this has been slowly fermenting, as it was at 1.038 after adding extra honey. So it fermented all the way out, then we added extra honey. This has been in there for over 2 months. Wow. In fact, this was started on the 17th of February, but I don't know why, but it just had that really slow fermenting about it. So let's give it a quick check over. We're going to rack it off. We're going to put stoppers into it. I mean, it's clearly not fermenting anymore. I mean, there's a couple of bubbles, you know, but that could be because I've disturbed it. It could be just releasing gas or whatever. So let's give it a go, see what we got. I mean, when I tasted it last, it was nice. You know, I'd quite happily serve this to somebody and say, here, look what I've made. But it has been here for a very long time. I was kind of hoping that it would just ferment out more, I think, because it was super sweet, but it was nice. And we'll find out very shortly what's occurring. It has fermented out a little bit more. So it's fermented out 12 more points. It's gone from 38 to 26, which, yeah, I'm happy with that. I wanted more, but 26, 20 is a nice sweet spot, excuse the pun. For meads in general, I think if you get a finishing product that's 1.020, it's going to be nice, but it's going to be sweet, it's going to be palatable, you're going to want to drink it, more of it, and more of it. So a little taste. Now it's still cloudy, which does make me think that it is still going. Oh no, it's nice. It's very nice. Very nice indeed. So quick calculation as to what the ABV is now, just because I want to know. So that's come out at a very respectable 11.9. I'm happy with that. Let's get it racked off. Let's get some stoppers added to it, and let's get it in a clean demijohn. Well, this demijohn, but just cleaned out. Ready for it to clear out and ready to be bottled. So that can go straight into there, because there's no point tipping it back into there, because all it's going to do is kick up any of the yeast that's at the bottom. We're going to add stoppers, as I've said, which are sodium metabisulfate and potassium sorbate. So I've got my Campden tablets here. We need one of them crushed up, and we have the potassium sorbate here, and I need half a teaspoon. like so. And then crush this Camden tablet. Now, I've learned a bit about crushing these down. If you're gentle, you get it crushed and you get all of the tablet as well, instead of grinding it into the walls of the flipping pestle and mortar. So, as I've said, we're going to rack this off now. I'll speed it up. While that's racking off, it's going to be mixing that up as well, which is why I do it like that. There we go. So yeah, this is going up here, and we're going to rack carefully, not to bring all that yeast at the bottom there. Speed it up. Okay, so now we slowly and gently mix in the fermentation stoppers, and at the same time we will be taking out any waste carbon dioxide that could be trapped in the liquid, which will give it a bit of a fizz if we don't get it out. Now, as you can see, it's not very clear at all, but it has only just finished going through its primary fermentation, so there's still tons of yeast floating around. Those stoppers we've added will help that a lot. Within a day or so, we'll see it clearing out. To be fair, there's not a lot of gas coming off this. If anything. But right, we've got them mixed in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to clean this out and we're going to put it back into that. And until that moment in time, I'm going to put that over there just to stop any insects getting in. It is that time of year where there are insects absolutely flipping everywhere and they're getting your stuff and just knacker it up. So we'll cover that up with that and we'll go clean this out. Okay, so that's the Half Viking now put into secondary. Like I say, this was started on the 17th of the 2nd. So I'm not sure whether it's just because of the yeast already being used that it's took so long for it to kind of, and still not finished fermenting out, to be fair. It should be able to reach 18%, this yeast. But hey, we've got something that's, what did I say it was? 11.9? Yeah, I think that was it. So we've got something that's 11.9% from practically nothing. Because, like I say, I'm going to let that dry before I write on it actually. Simply because we reused the yeast, we reused the cherries that were fermented originally. Now, they didn't really do anything apart from give it a mild colour, a very... Whoa! See, the flies are around, they want my mead. They're not having it, it's mine. As I was saying, the cherries that were used in the ferment of the 3.0 Vikings blood mead, they had pretty much used up all of their flavour. All it did was give it a very, very slight pink hue. That was it, nothing, only colour, no taste, no nothing. The dried cherries that were in secondary, now they still packed a wallop of sugar. That's why we've got all this colour and the cherry flavour from. So chances are maybe we don't even need the original fruit in there in the ferment. So it'll be interesting to try one that just has the dried berries in, dried cherries in. during the ferment, but you'd have to do it in a bucket because they'd rise to the top and come blowing out at the top. But yeah, we're going to get washed up here again for the second time today. I mean, it's just give us a bit of activity there. So whether we've kicked it up and it's realised that it still wants to ferment, I don't know, but it's too late now because the stoppers won't let it. So we're going to get cleared up. There was another thing I needed to sort out today, but I really can't be bothered, so I'm just going to, I'll do it tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. So yeah, label that up in a bit and we shall see what becomes of it. Thanks for watching and take it easy.